Hello, BookTube. I'm about to go on a mission. OBGB. I'm going to go find some books. It's a cold Friday morning. Got some ideas where I can go. So I took a vacation day, and now it's time to get serious. So here we are. This is where I'm first going to look for books. This is the Quechee Village Antique Mall. A lot of books in here, so we'll see how we do. Hello, BookTube. So as you know, this is a continuation of the OBGB book haul conflict, or contest, or whatever you'd like to call it. Steve Donahue sort of ratcheted this up. Jason Harrigan is stealthy in the wings. Todd's Bursting Bookcase is a founding member. Myself, and then of course Bill Rutenberg's jumped on board. People are trying to haul in Peg from the history shelf. That might be a mistake because I think she hauls all of us. And of course our old friend Sean D. Standfast, who we miss very much. We hope he has his moments. So, but I did go out, obviously, and I intentionally went to two places that Steve Donahue has been to with me, just to put a little salt in the wound. So the first place I went to is the Quechee Antique Mall, Quechee, Vermont. Big place with foodie places, distillery, antique mall, obviously, and then a lot of books. Really good quality books for a good price. So I usually do pretty well there. So let's start those off. So the first thing I found is the volume I should have had, and I have had. I don't know why I don't anymore. But this is ABC for Book Collectors, John Carter, and it's revised by Nicholas Barker. Hopefully we can do this without too much glare. So let's put the Mylar on it. This one, so you'll see you got, hear my son upstairs singing again. This is Oak Knoll Press, Newcastle, Delaware, 2002. 7th edition with corrections, additions, and an introduction by Nicholas Barker. So as you can tell, this is a book that's been around for a long time and is a standard reference work. So it's good for me to get this in my library, and I have a few books by Oak Knoll Press, and always a treasure. Then I got this. I had never seen this before. This is The Wand in the Word, Conversations with Writers of Fantasy, compiled and edited by Leonard S. Marcus. Pretty thing, hardback. It is Candlewick Press, the Cambridge, Mass. And in here we have an introduction, and we have Lloyd Alexander, Franny Billingsley, Susan Cooper, Nancy Farmer, Brian Jocks, Diana Wynne Jones, Ursula K. Le Guin, Madeline Lango, Garth Nix, Tamara Pierce, Terry Pratchett, Philip Pullman, and Jane Yolen. And I'll give you an idea how I was fascinated when I found this. So here's a picture of Lloyd Alexander. Let me see. This is a manuscript page from Farmer. And this is Garth Nix' workspace. I know that volume there very well. And so it's just loaded here. Garth Nix on the right at about age 4 with his brother Simon, and that's something. So I was excited to find this. So when did this go out? Did I say? I already said it, right? 2006. So nice find there. And then the final thing I picked up at Quechee, this looked interesting. Stonework, Reflections on Serious Play and Other Aspects of Country Life by John Jerome. And this right here, again, we're going to have a little bit of a glare issue. I apologize. I got a window right here, which is sort of nice, but not when you're trying to watch. This is University of New England Press, 1989. I'll read a little bit to you. With grace, style, and gentle, self-deprecating wit, John Jerome describes the back-breaking but soul-mending task of building a stone wall on his New England farm. The job begins on a whim. He decides to move one from his woods for the sheer pleasure of seeing it from his house. And as the wall progresses, the physical occupation leads Jerome to philosophical preoccupation. Thus, Stonework, first published in 1989, becomes a discourse on the meaning of craft, the stolidness of work, the gifts of the season, and the complexities of being a male in 55. It's been a while since I've been 55. While his wall isn't a masterwork, isn't even finished, his hands-on labor allows Jerome to grasp some elemental truths with him, and with him we come to see the richest riches everywhere just for the paying of attention. Just sounds like something I'm in the mood for right now. And I've got, in this new cottage we're living in, plenty of stone walls, plenty of stones. A bit of a rock farmer, I guess. So that was it for Queechee. Then I went to, again, just a salt in the wound. I went to Bridgewater, where both, which is a thrift store in Bridgewater Mills. Bridgewater, Vermont is next to Woodstock, Vermont. A place where Frida Bean and Steve are both beloved by the staff. And Frida lets everybody know she's there. While I wander off of the books, right? And it's fun going. I don't get up there as much as I used to. Now that we've moved, it's a bit more of a drive, but it's still doable. And I wasn't going to do it, and then my wife said, well, you're going up. You might as well just go up there. So I did, and I'm glad I did now. Made some pretty good finds. And I'm going to start with some 2 volumes that are catch me up on the series. So the first is Bernard Cornwell's War of the Wolf. It's the Saxon Tales. And then the next one is The Sword of Kings. 2, it's got a little ding here, but that's all right. 2 that I did not have. I have all these in hardback. So how many are there now? Well, I'll go to The Sword of Kings. This is the latest one, 2019, I think. Yeah, 2019. So I now have, let's see here, to get the list. I got The Last Kingdom, The Pale Horseman, Lords of the North, Sword Song, The Burning Land, Death of Kings, The Pagan Land, The Empty Throne, Warriors of the Storm, The Flame Bearer, War of the Wolf, which I just got, and now Sword of Kings. So I don't know if there's been one out this year, 2020. Probably has, but at least I'm up to 2019. So absolutely thrilled to have both of these, and I'm trying to keep that collection all hardcover and as current as I can. And then I got this one here, Masterpieces of World Literature, Plot Summaries, Descriptions of Principal Characters, Critical Evaluations, and the Significance of the Major Works of World Literature by Frank N. McGill, editor. Big old beast of a thing. I like references like this. I know you can do a lot of this sort of thing on your computer, but this is the first edition, and it is from 1989. So who knows if everybody would agree on what, I know everybody wouldn't agree on what volumes were, what works were picked, but I'll give you an idea of the table of contents. And then let's see here. It's so big, it's a little hard to handle when you're trying to show it. It's fine when you're trying to read it. So here we have some characters listed and the story. So I will go through that, and then I like having reference books like this around. This is one you do see around. And then I got a bunch of mass market paperbacks. So I started thinking it wouldn't be fun to try to do a Steve Pyramid of all these things. Maybe I'll give it a shot. So here we got Star Wars Tales from the Empire, edited by Peter Schweighofer. Little priest, but it's mass market paperback. Let's see who's in this collection. So we have First Contact by Timothy Zahn, a writer I very much enjoy. Then you have Tinian on Trial by Kathy Tyers, The Final Exit by Patricia A. Jackson, Mischance by Michael A. Stackpole, Retreat from Coruscant by Laurie Burns, Certain Point of View by Charlene Newcomb. Then you have stories by Tony Russo, Angela Phillips, Aaron Endem, Timothy Zahn again, which was Side Trip Part 1, and then Side Trip Part 2 is by Michael A. Stackpole. Let's see if they have any more here. Side Trip Part 3 again by Stackpole, Side Trip Part 4 by Zahn, and a little thing about the authors. So that might be fun, huh? Give it a shot. I like Star Wars. Then a paperback I've read it in hardback, but that I've read many times. It's been a long, long time. I once did a Dragon Riders of Pern read-along with Elena Macrodina. Great book, too, that I enjoy very much. And, but this one here wasn't one we read together, and this is The Master Harper of Pern. I love the Anne McCaffrey's Pern stories, so looking forward to that. Then the rest are a bunch of Star Trek. So this one's Engines of Destiny by Gene Deweese. After the apparent death of James T. Kirk on the USS Enterprise NC-1701B, Montgomery Scott decides to leave Starfleet. A chance encounter with a mysterious woman named Guinan leads him to hitch a ride on the USS Jenolan, which crashes into a Dyson sphere, leaving only Scotty to survive, suspended as his transporter pattern. Sounds good. Then Star Trek The Next Generation. I don't know if I have this. I don't think I do. I have to go through my collection, but I've seen it enough so that sometimes I get mixed up. But this is Star Trek Next Generation Relics. Again, it looks like Montgomery Scott. So, in the tradition of unification, here's a story that fans of the original Star Trek series and Star Trek Next Generation have been clamoring for. Montgomery Scott returned to Star Trek universe and his encounter with Captain Picard and the crew of the USS Enterprise. Then the last four are all related. Let me put them in order. Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, and Book 6. So I'm missing 4 and 5, but that's fine because they're all about separate things, and those things are Starship captains. So the first, and I know they did a big omnibus floppy trade of this, but that's what I've seen on Book 2. This first one is Star Trek The Captain's Table, Book 1 of 6, War Dragons, James T. Kirk and Hikaru Sulu. So, and told in their own words and recorded by L.A. Graff. So we've got Captain Kirk and Sulu. The next one, Star Trek The Next Generation, The Captain's Table, Book 2 of 6, Jean-Luc Picard. Then number 3 is Deep Space Nine, The Captain's Table, Book 3 of 6, The Mist, Benjamin Sisko. And the sixth one, Star Trek The Captain's Table, Book 6 of 6, Where Sea Meets the Sky, Christopher Pike. So there you go with that one. So like I said, I think you can get an omnibus of all these, an omnibus volume, but I always like some Star Trek, so I'm going to try to do a pyramid just in case Steve gets as big a pile or one of the other OGBG gets this big a pile, I want to make sure that they have to do this. This is not going to work. It's standby for a disaster. I'm going to try it though. I don't think I could even get it on the screen because I got the screen so close to me. Okay. Breathe. So that is today's haul. Put that down before I lose it. Pretty good one. Pretty good day. Now I'll go trying to find bookshelf space. That's going to be a problem if this contest of wills continues. So I hope everyone's well, and another salvo has been fired. Thank you, BookTube.